Shalom Aleichem, beautiful people. Welcome to not the allotment. It is very, very soggy. Again. Just for a change. And I am going to let you have a look at what I've done so far with the backyard project, because a lot of people, especially beginners, when they have tiny gardens and some even a backyard. So I've decided to make an allotment in the backyard. And it has the usual things that people have to make themselves comfortable. It has the table and chairs. Have a barbecue out here. But round the edges, let's have a look. So let's start with the pea shoots. I've already been picking these. Very yummy in a BLT. My 2 little trays of micro salad, which are very tasty. I'm going to cut off that later. That's going in some couscous with some spring onions that I picked from the allotment. Now, remember I told you that the sparrows have had all the lettuces. So I've been to the garden centre, replaced the ones on the windowsill, and down here I've left some on the table for the sparrows in the hopes that they'll leave those ones alone. And this is a bush growing up here. Now this space is about 16 feet by 16 feet, so it's basically the size of a small living room. So I have some plants to make it look nice. A table, of course, because you want to be comfortable out here and sit out here. I have transplanted the mustard seed. Mustard seed into here. Land cress in here. This has been lined with a bag, just a compost bag. This is chives, radishes. These are going to be flowers. And then here there is going to be a tumbler tomato. Plant that up later. And this one there is going to be a tumbler cucumber. Plant that up later. And I'll decide later what's going to go in that one. Something yummy. Pot of herbs. And some little pots with plants in to enhance the arch. Even if you don't have an arch, you can grow something up. A flat arch against the wall, if it's not an arch into another part of your garden. And out here, as you can see, it's been too wet to cut the grass for a long time. And this space, this is even smaller than the backyard. This is about 8 feet by 10 feet. So, barbecue, 2 seats, box to keep the seat covers in, and up this arch. Now this is my old, you can see what it is, look. One of these pergola thingies. And I'm not going to put a cover on it again. I'm just going to grow plants up it. So there's a tomatillo here, with some flowers at the bottom. Tomatillo over there with some flowers at the bottom. I'm just going to blow things up. I'm going to put a cucumber up there. Grow a tomato up there. And I've got another space with some food growing in it. These are the spring onions I've just picked and shared. I picked a lot, shared some with some friends, along with a bit of rhubarb. I'll make myself a small rhubarb crumble tonight because I'm the only one who eats it. Just a little one. And yeah, and the dogs are both here. Hello, doggy. What are you doing? Where's Bruce? 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 Oh, there we are. I've got 2 doggies for company today. Hello, Bruce. And last but not least, of course I'm going to do this in the office because there's no way I'm doing it outside. But I'm going to plant up one of these tomato plants into this bucket to live here at the bat cave. Okay, lovely people. Kids are fed, pots are done. Elsie was going to help me to pot this tomato up, but she's kind of run out of energy. So I'm on my own now. And if you're a newbie and you're still hanging in there, well, keep up the good work. It's been a hard year for everyone, but even professionals are having a hard time. So if everything died, pop to garden centre. Get some more. You don't have to grow it from seed. Have fun. Okay, I promised some lovely friends earlier that I would show them how to pot up a tomato plant. So here's what you'll need. You will need as deep a bucket as you can get, with some holes in the bottom. It doesn't have to be an expensive big pot out of the garden centre. This is a flower pot that I got out of Morrison's. The pots to put the flowers in Morrison's. Cheap as chips it was, but they're not available all the time. They just do it now and then. But what you can do, get a kitchen bucket. I've used a kitchen bucket before, and you will need something waterproof to sit this in. All will be revealed at the end. Some potting compost. I'm not lifting that up, I'll take you down to it. I go potting compost. Any old compost will do. Tomatoes aren't fussy. They just need to be given a firm foundation. A bit like the man who built his house on the rock. Get that firm foundation going, and your house will stand. So in the next couple of weeks you'll need some of this. Not particularly that brand, just some tomato food. So it doesn't need to be done today. And a stick, preferably a cane that's about 5 to 6 feet long. Okay, but I don't need to do that today, but it does need to be done in the next week or so, so that it doesn't damage the roots as they grow. So let's get started. I'm going to start filling this bucket with some soil. So I'll be out of shot for a minute, humming. Pardon me. Sorry, I did warn you about the humming though. So about half full that is. Just tip it down, and that prevents any air pockets being in there for roots to hit. And And next we need to choose one of these tomatoes. I have a cherry tomato, Tigrella, and a standard type of tomato, the Krigella. It's decisions. Do I do the little ones or the standard ones? I'm going to go for the standard ones. The little one, because it's a cherry tomato, although it's a cordon, I could always plant it out as a border plant, climb it up something else. Or you can always see my chin, can't you? So we've got this half filled, and then we gently tap this tomato out of its pot. Remember, it's the tomato that's important, not the pot. If the pot breaks, it doesn't matter. As long as the tomato is fine. You just squeeze that little root ball. Squeezy. Pop it right down into the bucket. I'm going to take off these leaves down there because the compost is coming right up to there. Oh, I'll just show you something. See, there's lots of little hairs. I don't know if you can make them out. All these little hairs will become feeding roots. And the roots at the bottom will be drinking roots. So when we bury this stem up to about here, all these little hairs. Can you hear those dogs? They're mad. All these little hairs will become roots that will be feeder roots, and these are drinking roots. So basically your tomatoes got two mouths. That's the way God made them. Don't look at me in that tone of voice. So more compost, lots and lots of compost. Okay. You can wear gloves if you're not comfortable with having dirt under your nails. That's it. You don't need to be precious about it. Get it right in there. Lots and lots of compost. Enough composting. So I've buried about half the length of that stem right into that compost, and that will create those feeder roots. So this is what this is for. This has got to be sat on here, because when you're giving it a drink, your drink goes into what it's sitting in. Yeah, so drink in there, and when you feed it, feed in there. Feeder roots near the surface and the drinking roots at the bottom. I'm just going to put a little bit more compost in there. Now I can just go sit that out in the garden somewhere sunny. Okay, let me rephrase that. If it ever gets sunny, I'll put it somewhere that the sun would shine on it. So it's going out into the garden. I would water it in, but it's pouring, so I'm just going to let the rain water it in. Better for it anyway than tap water. So also there will be in the crook of every leaf a little thing growing, and that would grow a whole new tomato plant, and it would just turn into a giant bush, and all you would get is lots of tiny little tomatoes, not the nice big ones that you want. So I hope that was helpful. Enjoy growing your tomatoes, and we'll see you on the next one. take care of yourself. Find someone else to take care of. And remember, the most beautiful thing in your garden, in your yard, in your windowsill, is still you.